Okay, so tomorrow we are going to be going over persuasion. Basically, it's just getting someone else to believe what you believe. So you're trying to change someone's mind about something. Y'all do this all the time, whether you realize it or not. You're constantly saying, well, I should get to do this, or why don't we do this instead? And you're trying to persuade someone. So we're going to go over some rhetorical devices, 3 in particular, and that way you can know what they are and then use them successfully when you give your persuasive speech. So, a rhetorical device uses words in a certain way to convey meaning or to persuade. So basically, whatever technique you're using to try to get someone to see your point of view is going to be your rhetorical device. So there's 3 rhetorical techniques that Aristotle came up with. They are Logos, Pathos, and Ethos, and those are the 3 we're going to be focusing on today. So Logos, first one, is an appeal using logic. This one is definitely the easiest to remember. Logos, logic. The word logic actually comes from the word logos. So you're using data, statistics, and numbers to make a point. You're using concrete evidence. You are appealing to your audience's intelligence with logos. So you're not dealing with their emotion at all. You're not saying you should listen to me because I'm important. Those are the other ones. You're just focusing on numbers and you're focusing on their intelligence. So you're saying you're a smart person. You should be able to look at these numbers and see what I see and think the same thing as me. So the example I gave, all my examples have to do with drinking and driving. There's a lot of information with that, and that's an easy point to make. So the example I gave is the cost of dealing with first-time DUI is over $2,000. So it's just the number. It's not anything that has to do with emotion. It's not anything that has to do with how your life is going to change or anything like that. It's just that much money. So you think, wow, that's a ridiculous amount of money just because I made a stupid choice. The next one is Pathos. So Pathos is an appeal using emotion. It doesn't have to be sad. That's the main thing here. It's an emotion, but it doesn't have to be sad. So you can make your audience feel happy. You can make them scared. You can make them angry. You can fill them with pride. Just anything that is pulling on their heartstrings. So you want them to feel some sort of emotion. This one tends to be the easiest one to implement whenever you're creating your speech or whether you're writing a paper or whatever. Just because I think emotion is something that everybody can relate to pretty easily. So emotion is usually one that's easy to implement. The example here, 28 people are killed as a result of drinking and driving every day in America. Every 52 minutes, someone out there is losing their best friend. So, something sad. That one's sad. I know sad ones are easy to go with. But you're definitely appealing to emotion. There are numbers involved, but it's more to make a point. It's not simply the number. You're appealing to their emotion as well. And then I got a picture of a random sad dog because that definitely appeals to emotions. I know it doesn't have to do with drinking and driving, but sad dog. So ethos is the last one. Ethos is an appeal using authority. So you are using your own credibility. The easiest way to remember ethos is expert. So if you're trying to remember things, by the first letter, if you're an expert in it, you're probably using ethos. So you're using your own credibility. So you're saying, I'm the leading expert on the subject. I was there when it happened. I've studied this my whole life, so I know. Basically, you're saying that the audience should believe you because of who you are and what you know. So the example here is, I'm an attorney that deals specifically with drunk driving cases, so I know exactly how devastating it can be. And then there's a picture of a scientist, because it doesn't make sense. But a scientist would be, the leading expert in their field, would use ethos to get their point across. So can you use them together? Of course you can. It is encouraged, and I really hope you find awesome ways to do that. So it'll give you a stronger argument if you can use them all together. So if you're using logos after establishing ethos, it'll be easier for the audience to believe whatever you're saying. So if you're saying, I'm an expert on this and these are the statistics, they'll be like, oh, those must be true. So if you use Pathos and Logos together, it'll get the audience to use their heart and their head. So by using Pathos, you're really getting those emotions, and by using Logos, you're getting to their minds. So being able to use both of those is really strong. Using all three can be difficult, but it's the best way to ensure you appeal to everyone in your audience. Some people might just be logical thinkers, so the logic will help them. Some people might just be naturally emotional, so that's what's going to appeal best for them. So those are basically the three that you'll be using tomorrow. If you have any questions, make sure you're writing them down in your whisk. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Have a good night, guys.